All right, I'm going to be making an armature today, and I'm not going to show a lot of it. It's something I do and show how to do on my instructional videos that I sell on Vimeo. So I won't be showing it here. I'll come back when I get ready to mount the clay, the armature, and start adding clay on it. So it's going to be a short video probably today because it's going to take me probably a good half hour to an hour to make this armature properly. One way I keep myself in the studio and I can buy clay to work with and pay for the internet to put the videos that I shoot on to the web is through my sales of my instructional videos. If you're so inclined, check the link below this video where I have a review of all 9 of my current instructional videos, and see if you possibly find anything interesting there. I pretty much give you my over 50 years of experience in sculpting, and I'd really appreciate it if you'd consider purchasing 1 or 2 or even all my videos. They're streaming online on Vimeo, and you need a passcode to see them, but that works forever as long as you have that passcode and the link. So please consider that, and let's get busy on sculpting now. End of promotion. Well, as you can see, I've got the base started. Once I got the armature ready to go, and I'll show you what I've got so far. This is the armature so far. I could figure out how long of a base I need and how wide of a base I need. And I had this made up a long time ago because I was doing something and I needed to have it at an angle to work on it. And might have been a face or something. But I always save everything. And this works out perfect for the angle of the rock. Let me get the clay or the model. It works out perfect for the angle of the rock that or the side of the mountain that he's coming down. What I'm doing right now is I'm sawing off the corners of this piece of wood because I don't want it interfering with my base. So I'm just using this Japanese saw. It's a great saw ever. There we go. But it cuts it so beautiful. Now anyway, that's what I'm doing right now, and I'll be back in a little while when I get ready to mount the figure on this base. Right now I gotta cut the other corner off. gotta anchor this down. This one's gonna take some glue. Okay. Now I gotta anchor these, and I'll be right back. To anchor it, I put a screw right next to the armature in the hole. And that anchors it to the base. Now I've got the bottom of his foot marked right there. And so everything's measured out. Like I said, I show how to do all this on my instructional videos. Do the same thing on this one. It helps to have an angled drill bit or drill hole bit holder. I got this one on Amazon again. I had to be paid by Amazon with all the advertising I do for them. But it's a great angled drill bit for getting into tight areas where you can't get in with the regular bit. Now it's a matter of getting everything in a position where I want it. I'll cut off that excess. So that looks pretty much like the original sketch. Body's twisted as he's turning to see what's going on. Same leg action. Actually, his leg comes in just a little bit more like that. Yeah, I like that better. That's where this little mannequin comes in real handy for working out your pose beforehand. Now I can go up and maybe do some sketches. I'm not that good at drawing, but I can do some scribbling. Kind of working out my ideas on paper. Okay, I start with the torso, putting clay on. Believe me, my first armatures were so complicated. I had massive galvanized pipe going into the back, with elbow attachments. It cost me a fortune for the support for the armature, and I found it a lot of times you don't need it at all. This wire is fairly stiff, and it will withstand bending a lot more than some thinner wires. Like I said, it's an aluminum, but it holds its shape really well. And then I put my head armature in. I make it so that I can remove it from the clay. Let's see, how have I got his head? Okay, right there. I want to bend his head forward a little bit. And up. Sorry, I'm off camera here. And I'll squeeze that. I don't want the wire interfering with his face. I just want it to hold the clay on. Okay, and I'm going to cut that right there. There. So that gives me the full armature. And of course I can always adjust the head position a little bit too. But I do the head armature separate from the body armature because I want to be able to take the head armature off and work on it separately. So I can work on the face a little more comfortably. This shoulder is going to be forward a little bit. I want a little bit more of a sharper bend in the elbow. All right, as you can see, I've matched pretty much what you see in the maquette. I like that. And it looks good from every angle. Now it's hard to see it because it's in a wire and it's got a black background. Well, just hard to see it right now. But I got everything worked out perfectly. So, like I said, it's always nice if you've got some material or something to work out your design beforehand with. And I'm more of a three-dimensional artist than I am a two-dimensional. So I don't draw very well, but I can work out the idea for a sculpture pretty quickly. The reason I got him drawing a handgun out of his belt is because this gun's going to be wrapped in a gun sleeve. Guns were very valuable back in the 1830s and 40s. They were hard to replace, especially when you were out in the middle of the wilderness. And you did everything you could to protect it and keep it from being damaged or getting moisture on the rifle. So he would have had it covered in a some kind of a deer hide or moose hide or something that would protect the rifle. And so in an emergency situation where he doesn't know what's coming, he can hear something and he's fearful of whatever it might be. It could be a grizzly bear, it could be a bobcat, it could be just about anything, or a Native American. And he'd pull out his handgun first and then figure everything else out after that. All right, that's going to be it for today. I'll add more clay to this tomorrow. It worked out really well, proportion-wise and everything. And I'm going to remind you one more time, that I've got a link in my video description down below on YouTube. And if you're interested in how I make the armatures, I have a instructional video on how to make animal armatures, human armatures, and it's a way I came up with over 50 years of sculpting. It's not easy to make an armature, and they have to be accurate. If they're not accurate proportion-wise, whether you're doing an animal or a human, the whole thing will fall apart. All right, everybody, good night, and I'll see you next time. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. It really would help me. Also, check out the link below this video. It will take you to a review of my 9 instructional videos that could be very helpful to you if you're thinking of sculpting. Good night, everybody.